Hello friends, a very warm welcome to Nipendo's tutorial channel. Dear friends, today we have diving into a crucial topic from the money and banking chapter in our class 12 economics curriculum. Get ready to explore the topic. Our topic is money and its various functions. I am very excited to break it down for you and make this concept crystal clear. Let's get started. Our today topic is money. So what is money? Money is anything which is generally acceptable as a medium of exchange. Okay, medium of exchange. At the same time, it acts as measure of value, store of value, and standard of deferred payments. Because we know that these things are the difficulties of the barter system. Now, after the invention of money, that kind of things is easily solved. We know that after the invention of money we can solve the various kinds of difficulties of the barter system. Now I am going to explain the various functions of money. So we know that the functions of money can be classified into three types. First one is the primary functions, second one is the secondary function, third one is the contingent functions. Okay, so now I am going to explain each and every functions of the money briefly. So first one is the primary functions. First one is the primary functions. So how can you remember the primary functions? You can remember the primary functions by using m square. Okay. So what is the meaning of m square? So first m means medium of exchange. First m means medium of exchange, and the second m is money as measure of value. So we know that money is a medium of exchange. Why? Because the most important functions of money is to remove the difficulties of the barter system. Because we already learned the various difficulties in the barter system. Okay. So in a barter system, there was a need for double constituents of wants. You can overcome that kind of double constituents of wants by application of money. A person who wants to sell a cow and buy a goat has to look out for a person who wants to sell his goat and buy a cow. So there also arises the problem of individuality in such goods. But with the invention of money, goods can be exchanged anytime and any place. The problem of individuality is also eliminated since money is available in all denominations. Okay. Now the second primary function is money as measure of value. So money has now become a common measure of value or a unit of account. Any commodity can be valued in terms of money. Under barter system, each and every good had to be valued against each and every other good. So money can address this difficulty and can be used as yardstick to value all the goods and services in a common unit. Because nowadays we can purchase anything and we can sell anything by the application of money, because money has measure of value. Now I am going to explain the secondary functions of money. So first of all, how can you remember the secondary functions? So simply we can remember the secondary functions by using SST, social studies. It is not like social studies. S for standard of deferred payments, and S for store of value, and T for transfer of value. Okay. So first S for standard of deferred payments or future payments. So money payments can be made after a lapse of time. Okay. In the barter economy, lending and borrowing took place in terms of goods, but most of goods deteriorate in value over time when you kept in a godown. Okay. So money, however, has stable value over time, and therefore it facilitates lending and borrowing, making such activities less risky, because you can payment the levers anytime, any place. No need to exchange goods for goods, because money has standard of deferred payments. Now another S. Another S means store of value. Okay, so how can you remember the store of value? Store of value means money can be stored as a liquid asset. Where? Maybe in your home, maybe in the bank. Okay, so currency notes can be kept at home or in the bank account for withdrawal at any time when the need arises. Okay, so you can withdraw your money anytime from any banks. Okay, where your account is present. So this income and expenditure do not occur at the same time. For example, an employer may have to pay daily wages to the laborers. Okay, but he or she may not receive her or his income daily. Clear? Here money acts as a store of value and is used whenever required, because money has store of value. Clear? Now T. T means transfer of value. Okay, so money also acts as a means of transferring value, because the value of money can be easily transferred from one place to another place. Money earned from sale of an asset in one place can be used to another place for purchase of assets. Suppose you are going to sell your old home, okay, and after getting the money you can purchase your you can purchase the property in the new town also, because money have transfer of value. Now I am going to explain the third functions of money, contingent functions. Okay, so contingent functions is the third types of functions of money. So what is present in the contingent functions? The first function of the contingent functions is distribution of national income. Money helps in the optimal distribution of national income among the various factors of production. Okay, the remuneration in the form of rent, wages, interest, profit to the factors of production, namely land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur, can easily distributed in the monetary terms. Okay, so next function of the contingent functions of the money is liquidity. So money provides the purchasing power to its bearer. It is the most liquid asset that can be used when required. Banks cannot, next function is basis of credit. Banks cannot create credit without money. We know that. Who can create the money? Commercial banks. Okay, and who issues the money? We know that RBI can issue the money. Who can create the money? Commercial bank. And who can issue the money? RBI. You just remember these things. Okay, so basis of credit, banks cannot create credit without money. Okay, further, as a store of value, people store money in banks in the form of deposits. Clear? So as the form of deposits, people can store the money in the banks. Okay, these deposits can be used to offer loans and create credit by the commercial banks. Last contingent types of functions of money are maximum satisfaction to the consumers. Maximum satisfaction to the consumers. Okay, money helps in maximization of satisfaction of the producers and the consumers. In both way, money can satisfy. Okay, the producers try to maximize their satisfaction by equating the marginal product of the factor of production to its price, while the consumer try to maximize their satisfaction by equating the price of the product to the marginal utility. Clear? So these are the basic functions of the money. Okay, so thank you friends. I am going to conclude my explanation here. Next day we can explain another topic from the money and banking chapter. Thank you for watching Nipendo's tutorial channel.